Hey guys, what's up? We're back at the screen for another episode. Today is Monday, the 6th of January, 2025. We've just had the first trading week, although it wasn't really a week. It was only a few days, although markets have been open. They were open during the holidays as well. Obviously, not all days and obviously not all markets. But even the markets that were open, the markets that were trading, the liquidity, the volume was just completely dried up. Markets were pretty boring. Not a lot was going on. So yeah, same thing last week. Not a lot happened. Although we got some movers on Friday, which seemed to get the year going once more. So let's go over a few trades I took last week. I'll go over the losers and the winners. I closed two positions today as well, both of them winners, although I didn't really close them. I was stopped down. So the first one was the dollar Canadian long, which was a very long position I was in, almost 2 months. As you can see, I added to the position here after this candle. Although it wasn't really a breakout candle because we got the wick here, I still considered this a very significant thrust candle that closed not through all the structure, the entire structure, but through most of it, through most of the highs of most previous days. So this is one of those times where discretionary trading really is at play. Obviously, this doesn't work with specific rules. It goes against my rules as well, since this isn't an actual pattern. But it was just a gut feel trade, and it worked out. It did work out. Then we get the structure building up here, which can be considered a flag or a pennant. Then this candle here closes through the highs. I added before the close on Friday. Unfortunately, we get the immediate reversal on the open today, and my stop for the entire position was below this candle because I was thinking this was going to be a continuation pattern to the high here, which was going to be the final target. So I just did not want to see price trade back into the pattern and move towards the last day low, which it did. So my position was closed entirely. This was a good trade. This was a 5R trade. This added 1% to my trading portfolio, a 1%er, which is good. I mean, if you gain 1% of your trading portfolio with one trade, that is always good. Especially if you only risk a certain amount. I mean, obviously, crypto traders will hear this and be like, "Wait a second, you gained 1% on your trading portfolio with this trade." I don't settle for anything less than a 2x, and that's all good. That's all fine. But these guys are risking 80% of their portfolio to gain a 2x, which is not something we like to do. So the other trade was the Aussie dollar. I shorted the close here somewhere, one of these candles here. Pretty sure it was this one after this rejection shooting star. Got short, moved down pretty good, pretty fast as well. I wasn't convinced. I wasn't really liking this trade due to a commitment of trader data. This was a pretty crowded short, but I do like to trade technicals first and foremost, as in chart patterns first and foremost, and I use commitment of traders, COT data as confluence. I don't let it lead my trades. So yeah, I didn't want to see a price trade back to this high here. Unfortunately, it did, as you can see, so I was stopped out of the position. So this was a small winner. I did take 2 small losses as well last week. One of them was silver. Silver is over here. I wanted to short the retest of the head and shoulders, which we get here. So I'm speculating this is going to be a head and shoulder top, potential head and shoulder top. So we get the breakdown, and when it comes to head and shoulders, when it comes to ascending triangles, basically any pattern that isn't a rectangle, I prefer to trade the retest. So we got the retest. Price started moving down, which started to look good. Unfortunately, we get the move up, and I'm stopped out of the position for a small loss. That was the first. I got stopped out of another position, which wasn't a loss. That was this one here. Pound Aussie dollar. This was a good trade, a breakout trade. When we started to move down and back up again, I moved my stop up as well. So I did get stopped out for a very, so it was technically it was a loss, but a very small loss, almost a break-even trade. But it wasn't a winner, that's for sure. So I got stopped out on that one as well. So that's basically it for last week and today as well. Then we have the current open trades. The current open trades are looking quite good. Although I have this marked as the ascending triangle target, I wouldn't close my trade here. It's just something I'm watching. And the reason for that is because the pattern is so tiny, so small, such a short time frame, that I don't really consider it an actual pattern, a tradable pattern. It is a pattern, but I don't consider it an actual tradable pattern, in the sense that if it is a tradable pattern, the pattern comes with a specific take profit, and based on the way you trade it, a specific stop loss. Now, although I did use the last, well, it's not really the last day low, although it could be the same level. Let me have a look. This is the last day low. I use the 4-hour level. Could be that they're the same level. No, they're not the same level. I use this low as a stop loss because I use the 4-hour to pull the trigger. So I bought at the close of this candle here, and I'm looking to add on a retest of this level. So hopefully we get something like that. I am looking to trade this up 2 new highs, but at least 2 equal highs at 4,100. On the daily, it's also looking pretty good, and the weekly as well. Although this could still be forming an inverse head and shoulder pattern, which could mean this does come back here and trade something like this. Of course, the left and right shoulders don't have to be the exact same height, but there should be some symmetry if you want to consider this a head and shoulders. So yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if we trade down, because if we trade up from here, I wouldn't consider this an inverse head and shoulder. Again, there should be some symmetry. And as you can see, the left shoulder is pretty wide. If this turns out to be a very narrow right shoulder, you can trade it, but just keep in mind the fact that this is a very narrow right shoulder, which means it is just less reliable as a chart pattern. We are also back above the 200-day moving average still, and I think we're also above the 52-week moving average. Let me have a quick check. Yeah, we're above the 52-week moving average as well, so that is all looking good. So yeah, all in all, this is a good trade. I'm trading ETH on one account, and I'm trading Solana on a different account. So the trades kind of look the same, as you can see here. I'm just not trading them both on the same account. This is my just a separate account. Did the exact same thing. Longed the close after this 4-hour candle, and I'm now looking to add. At first, I wanted to add at the 210 level. It is a naked level, and it is also a kind of a last high pre-breakout out of this tiny structure here. But there you already have it. It's a very small, very tiny structure, probably a meaningless structure. But I pulled the order because, again, I've said this 1,000 times. If you get the slow drift of death into the level, chances of it nuking down are just exponentially higher. So what I'm doing and waiting for now is for this small structure to break. You could potentially see this as a bull flag, where the mast of the flag is going to be well, it depends. You can either draw the mast from here. Other people draw the mast from here. So you get the flag, and then you get the what the fuck is it called? I've said it 1,000 times on stream already, but I'm obviously forgetting literally everything. Measured move. It's a measured move target. Measured move target. There we go. So you would say, all right, if this is the flag mast, you take the length of the flag. Again, only if you're trading this specific pattern, right? And then you just use this to target this high here. That is a way to play it, but we'll just have to wait and see what happens. Point of this is that this is the level I'm waiting to see it break out of, and I will probably add to the trade when it does, and it is starting to look like it will. Market is about to open in a little less than 2 hours, and yeah, risk assets are looking pretty good today, with NVIDIA trading a lot higher pre-market. So yeah, there's some charts are looking really good. I'm also in the DAX still. I was filled on this last week. We get the perfect, such an easy, and I've said this on Twitter as well, just because a trade looks great, because a support resistance level is obvious, it doesn't mean it's going to work. But I just think that it is a trade you should take, because if you take enough of them, they're going to work out. And one of the most important parts of this is, and a lot of traders, especially new traders, they will focus such an extreme amount of time on trade identification, right? You get all these Telegram groups, Signal groups, Discords, and the most discussed subject, or the most talked about subject, is trade identification. Show me a trade, where to long, where to short, where should I buy? But trade identification is probably the least important part of trading, because, and I think I've said this last week or 2 weeks ago, if you take two traders and one is an expert at risk management and the other isn't, but is an expert at trade identification, and you let the guy that's an expert at risk management just take suboptimal trades according to the expert in trade identification, the trader that is good at risk management will do better on the long run, because you can identify trades all you want. You can be like, oh, this is the perfect trade. If you don't manage your risk, you're gonna get fucked over time. That is just the reality of trading. So focus most of your attention on risk management, and profit will follow. So although this is a perfect example of previous resistance turning into support, it is just, for my system, this is perfect. This is just the perfect entry, because we get the thrust candle as well out of the structure. We get the retest of the last high pre-breakout. it is just an amazing entry to me, and I just have to take this. I have to take this trade, and I'm looking to add as well to this position, because even though you could say potentially this is kind of a ascending triangle, it is too small of a pattern again to be considered a tradable pattern. But even though it isn't a pattern, it is still structure. It is not nothing, because you can see all these highs here, right? They're not perfect highs, they're not equal highs, but they're highs. And then we get this boom, this thrust candle here today. So that is a signal for me to step in and buy a retest of this candle here. This candle even closed through these highs over here as well. So it's just looking really, really good. The only problem I have with this is that we are trading up to the naked level here, which is a very good short, potential short entry. It's not a short entry I'm going to take, but it could be a short entry for some, or even this level here. So I would want to see price trade above there pretty soon, this week preferably. If this starts to act as resistance, that is no problem at all. This is not a reason for me to take profit on the trade. It is just price levels. These are just levels I'm watching price at. Yeah, this trade is looking really good so far. Then we get UK oil, Brent Crude. This is also a very good looking trade. This was actually the first trade I put on this year. I posted this on Twitter saying I was ready to get hurt again all year. This is a symmetrical triangle, not as symmetrical if I draw it freehand, because I'm probably the worst freehand drawer on the planet. But I bought oil at the daily close here. My stop was the last day rule, so the low of the candle before the breakout candle, and then I added to the position here. Now you could say, wait a second, old buddy boy, old chap, old sport. I thought you needed a convincing close through a level, and that is absolutely correct. But these are again the moments where there's discretionary decisions, right? Even though I do prefer seeing a convincing close through a level before I consider it to be a trade signal, this was looking really strong to me. This is looking like a very strong uptrend. So I just felt like I had to add to this position at this close here. I added to the position right before the close on Friday. So I carried this trade over the weekend. And so far, it's looking really good. Will I add to the position again? Yes, I will, but that is only after we close above here. If we get a close above there, I'm going to definitely compound to this trade again. Depending on price action, I may take some off the table as well, but I'm trying to let this run for a little longer. I'm still fucking long Monero. This trade is absolutely testing the. Oh man, this trade is testing my patience. And the annoying thing is that I do when charts break out, I want to see it break out quickly, swiftly, aggressively. It's got to have power. It's got to have conviction. And we did, right, at first. And I'm sorry, I apologize. I've been over this chart 1,000 times already, every single goddamn week. But we got a really strong breakout. Then we get the fucking nuke back. So I'm stopped out. Then we get another strong breakout. Then I'm not stopped out because my stop was here and I'm almost stopped out. And now we're just not doing much, but we're still trading up. So yeah, I'm just gonna wait to see what happens with Monero. Looking at a few trades I want to take. Let me jump on NVIDIA first because this is the most interesting one for me right now, as the market again is about to open in a few hours. So we get the potential head and shoulder top, right? And it's funny because this is a very obvious head and shoulder pattern, right? So people post this on Twitter, and then there's always these fucking online influencers, man, these Twitter influencers just mocking people's analysis, right? And if there's one thing I hate in trading is when people mock other people's trading. And the reason I hate it, I mean, you can obviously hate on people who draw charts like this, right? And you're like, yeah, this is probably support here somewhere. I'm not saying there's ridiculous stuff going on in trading. I'm just saying in general, as a concept, mocking another trader's analysis is pretty retarded, because everything in trading is speculation, and I've explained this a million times. And everything in trading is speculation. So trader A could be like, well, this is a head and shoulder top, right? And then the other trader could go like, well, you know, fundamentally, we're still looking good and it's going to be a bullish year. So my analysis is actually quite bullish. And I think your analysis is ridiculous because you're bearish and I'm bullish. And, you know, it's obvious you should be bullish, but it's just ridiculous. You have to explain that both people are speculating. They're doing the exact same thing, just based on their own biases, their own viewpoints, their own strategies, their own systems, and that is fine. And it doesn't matter if you're wrong. I mean, this obviously is starting to look like an invalidation of a head and shoulder top. So now it would be kind of ridiculous for me to say, well, if this pattern actually gets invalidated by closing through the right shoulder, and I still hold on to this idea that this is a head and shoulder top, and I'm going to go like, well, you know, I still think this is a head and shoulder top, but now they were trading higher. My short entry is actually better, so I'm going to keep shorting from here. That is ridiculous. That you can mock me all you want. You can mock anybody saying or doing that. But it is your ability to just, and some people call it flip-flopping, but flip-flopping is actually a very, very good skill to have, because you have strong opinions, but you hold them weakly. So you don't mind being wrong, because we're not in the business of being right. We're in the business of making money. So what I'm looking at now is for this head and shoulder pattern to be invalidated by getting through the right shoulder top and then trading it to 167. And you get to 167 by taking the top of the head to the neckline and adding it to the right shoulder. Like so. And then you get the 167 level. So that is what I'm looking at today and to do. And I'm also looking to trade to buy the retest on Apple, because this is a very nice ascending triangle. As you know, I was in this trade. I traded the breakout. I got stopped out during the trade. But if we get a retest on an ascending triangle, it is definitely something I'm interested in buying. So if we get 237.50, 49, I will be a buyer of Apple with a tight stop at 233.97. So that is what I'm looking at as well. Binance Coin still killing me with this damn breakout, so let's ignore this for now. Bitcoin is the same trade as NVIDIA, funnily enough. This is a little less obvious of a head and shoulder top, but it still is a potential head and shoulder top. If we get the breakout through the right shoulder, preferably a close through the shoulder, then I'm going to be trading this up as well, up to 119,000. So this, again, the exact same trade as NVIDIA, just a different market. DOGE, currently not really interested. This was an interesting trade if this was going to be a continuation pattern or a retest of this level here. We got neither because the pattern was invalidated with this breakdown. So right now I'm not really doing much with DOGE. If we trade back here and this top is starting to be accepted again as a top, I may look to long a breakout from that pattern. I still want to long the Nikkei. Really nice rectangle, very obvious rectangle. It's not really, yeah, it's just ranging. If we get the breakout, I will be a buyer. If we get the breakdown, I will be a seller. Ripple, yeah, you know, just ranging. If we get the breakdown, I will be a seller. If we get the breakout, I will be a buyer. See, and that's the beauty of not having to be bearish or bullish. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. Being bearish or being bullish is an emotion, and I'm not saying at all that there is no emotion involved in trading. I'm not saying there shouldn't be any emotion involved in trading. I am of the firm belief that a certain amount of experience leads up to a certain amount of gut feel for the market, right? Intuition. That's also feelings. Those are feelings. And I think they can work, especially for discretionary traders. But the point is, you know, there's no reason to just stick to the idea that you're bullish Ripple, because you're going to ignore the signs that are going to tell you otherwise. And that is a really big risk. So I just let the market tell me where it wants to go, and I will go with the price. That is all I have to do. That is all I have to do. So I am looking to short dollar Canadian now. Now that we get the reversal, and the reason for that is, again, commitment of traders. We have pretty convincing longs, long position for commercials in Canadian dollar. And I want to be positioned with those commercials. And we have been, you know, we've been getting pretty damn close to historical lows. This last low here was 2020. Then we have this low here, which is 2016. Now, while we didn't get the exact target for my previous short, you know, we could reverse just somewhere in the middle. There's no rule or law or promise that we absolutely have to trade to this level before reversing. So this is something I'm looking at, and I will probably position a short dollar Canadian somewhere today maybe, or tomorrow, if this does close the way it is looking right now. Yeah, dollar, euro, yen. This was actually, he's never going to believe me. I was looking on Saturday, Sunday, I was looking over my weekly charts, and I was like, damn, man, this trade is classic. This is a trade a guy like Peter Brent would probably love to see. And then I saw he actually posted this on Twitter 10 hours before that. So anyway, it doesn't matter. It's always good to get the confirmation. Absolute legends are looking at the same charts the same way you are. So I'm looking for a short signal on euro yen. For now, it's not doing anything, but this really is looking like a very interesting head and shoulder top, with the target being 135. One of the better looking charts in my opinion. One of the better looking charts in my opinion. And I'm also looking to position. It's kind of hard, right? This chart is kind of difficult, the euro chart, because on one hand you get the extremely relatively long positioning of commercials, which could be a great long setup. However, just pure technically, I mean, this does look like it wants to go lower to me, which is why I am in fact short. Almost forgot. When we broke out of this structure, when we broke out of this structure, I shorted the retest, this level here. As you can see, the trade is currently underwater. I'll look and see what it does for the days ahead. Maybe see if positioning starts to unwind a little. If not, no worries. I will probably get stopped out, and I'll be looking to trade a retest of this level here somewhere, and hopefully get back above this trend line and then take it higher up. So yeah, that is it for now. That is the week ahead for me. A bunch of good ideas, I think. Bunch of trades that are looking really good, very strong. Of course, things can change, boom, like that, right? I can literally finish this sentence and prices can just reverse on you. But all in all, trading has started pretty good this month. And yeah, if you haven't liked this video yet, please do so now. I'd also be really curious to see if you're watching, if you've watched till this part, what country you're watching this from. How long have you been trading yourself? Really like to get a feel for the people watching this, getting to know you a little bit, build a little community around these videos. So please just, feel free to drop a comment again. Where are you from? Are you trading professionally, recreationally? Why are you trading? Maybe you're just investing for yourself, for your partner, for your children. These are also subjects we can talk about on stream. I think they're pretty interesting and pretty damn important. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, please do so. And I will be seeing you again next week. Have a great day and happy trading, guys.